USC Trojan fans. I'm your host, Dwayne Douglas. You know me from the Student Body Right USC podcast, Put on Raiders podcast, and the Signal Caller, where we go over some quarterbacks for this 2024 draft. Gonna try to get you off to a good start this morning. Every morning, we're gonna get a little quick tidbits here, some news and notes for USC. I just saw an interview with Lynn that was done on the Peristyle podcast with Ryan Abraham and Connor Morissette. The guy is just, I mean, he's together, and I think that's something that you want. He's connected. He's together, and I think that he is a guy who is going to be a really good addition to the USC program. You want a guy who's a teacher, and he seems to be very much of a teacher in this situation. I'm excited about that part of it. And I think when you watch it on film, he's also a guy who creates a defense that looks complex, but really isn't. It's complex for the offense to have to decipher, but his defense knows where to be. His defense knows what to do, and his defense is not one in which where we're going to be scrambling around looking while the ball is being snapped, trying to find what their assignments are. So I do like him a lot. I think the staff he's brought in is a very good one. It doesn't mean that they're going to be the top 10 defense in college football, but do they need to be? I mean, they just need to be able to be respectable. They need to tackle. They need to be able to do certain. They need to do, play assignment football. I mean, defensive football in the National Football League or in college, big time college football. A lot of it is just flat out, not flat out just knowing your assignment and tackling. So those are going to be the interesting things. And plus, I think the strength of this team might be their secondary. So if they can force a lot of third and longs in this Big Ten, where it really is, with J.J. McCarthy leaving, Will Howard, who is an up and down passer. I know Oregon fans are really happy about Dylan Gabriel, but Gabriel is a guy who is kind of up and down as far as what its accuracy. Excuse me. He will be a good quarterback for them, but I'd be worried about his accuracy in big time moments. I think that's one of the reasons why Oklahoma felt comfortable enough to move on from him. But the rest of the team in Oregon is loaded. I'm not going to try to mess with the Ducks. The Ducks got a really good team. But as far as that being said, I do love the staff. I do love his demeanor. He sounds like, if you close your eyes, he sounds a little bit like Tony Dungy, a little bit like he has that mild mannered. He's not that fiery in your face. He's more of a tactician, right? It's 100% of a tactician there for USC. So USC did a good job there, and hopefully it can continue. They did say that he did give one tidbit in that interview. He said that the position group, he wouldn't give specific players names, but he said that the Trojans had a he's very pleasantly surprised about how well the defensive line was playing in practice so far. So they're about to let these kids go spring break. And then when they get back, it's all about spring football, and that should be fun. And I think hopefully we'll be out at the spring game. I think we'll be out there for the spring game. That should be fun. Missed it last year, but it should be a lot of juice there this year defensively as well too. So on the defensive side, and just overall with the program, because they really do need a kickstart for this season. Also, the first battle you get to see in spring ball will be Miller Moss versus Naiva. I don't really. We'll have to see. I mean, if we would have to think that it would be a battle in which Miller Moss had the huge advantage in, but you never know. You never know. But I would think his command of the offense, as he showed in the Holiday Bowl, should really give him an upper hand as far as that goes. So, good morning, Trojans. Pretty much all I have for you today. But like I said, the Lynn interview, you at USA Football, you might want to check that one out. Peristyle podcast, but then also, getting ready for spring. And then Anthony and the Trojans have a new a new offensive coach who's the running backs coach from TCU. You definitely want to check that out. I mean, I think his background is immense. His background is special. I think he is a really good addition. When you coach at Memphis or you coach at TCU, and you end up putting a bunch of guys into pro football, that says a lot about you as a head coach, as a defense, as a running backs coach. It says a whole lot about him. So um, that should be interesting to see what they do as far as that goes. Also, USCJ has a podcast about the Trojans not needing another scholarship to be held again, with a offer another scholarship for running back in the 2024 class, because he feels like they have everything they need as far as that goes. So check that out as well. But we'll try to be with you every morning. Shout out to Juju, having a great season. They're going to the championship game against Stanford. You also have the men's basketball team beat Arizona. Good job by them as far as that goes. It's one of the few shining moments they had this year, because this was a very disappointing and tough season to watch if you were a USC Trojan basketball fan. All right, Trojans, be safe, fight on.